Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have a controversial take from yours truly, Clan the Spurs fan. If you could give me a subscribe. So check it out. So today we're going to be talking about Tyreke Evans. I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about who the Spurs could bring in if we potentially, let's just say, lose DeMar DeRozan. Everyone's talking about sign and trade. Let's just say DeRozan leaves, okay? What if he goes? We've seen all the controversial rumors regarding DeJounte Murray, to the point that DeJounte even responding like, I don't know if I get traded. I don't know if I won't. You know, he doesn't know. So now we're stuck and we're like, who's a player that could benefit us? Because it looks like we're going to lose Rudy Gay. We might lose Patty. I don't know. Patty's still playing at a great level if you've been watching him. So, I mean, we might bring him back. I feel like he'll retire as Spur. But let's just assume, looking at the contracts right now, that we don't have Rudy, we don't have Trey Lyles, we don't have Patty, potentially trading away DeJounte, don't have DeMar DeRozan. Who is a high reward, low risk player? And I have to tell you, you might say I'm on crack or I'm on some weed, but I have to go with Tyreke Evans, okay? All right. So this, now I know a lot of people are like, Tyreke Evans, he hasn't played in 2 years. Well, if you don't know, he actually got in trouble for violating drug policy. Now, right off the bat, you're probably going to look at this and say, "Oh no, I don't want that guy. He was abusing drug." Look, he got in trouble. Let me see if I can find the specific. Here we are. So usually it was considered as drug of abuse, and it says more commonly these are painkillers, amphetamines. Okay, so more than likely he's been through a lot of injuries in his career. I'm just assuming. I don't know exactly how it went down. Okay, but we can assume that it wasn't something like as you can see here, steroids or HGH or whatever. It probably wasn't that. More than likely it was painkillers. So right off the bat, I don't think it's necessarily a controversial, oh my God, you know, we're going to get somebody who Popovich can't handle, because you know Pop don't like nonsense, right? But that's not necessarily the case when it comes to Tyreke Evans. He is a player that, for the most part, his whole career, the only controversy that's came out of it is his statistics. The fact that he came in to be a rookie of the year. And I don't know, I hate that you guys can't see the left part. I'm sorry, but just take my word. This is 10. You can see the 10 right there. It's 2009, 2010. He came in being a rookie of the year, and you can see how his numbers diminished quite a bit. Some seasons in which he barely played at all. I mean, you got 25 here. You got him starting 6 games this season, 26 here. And I know that I'm pretty sure plenty of you are commenting right now, no, he's a scrub. No, his last year in Indiana was really trash. But is there anything here that you see? There's a trend that comes with Tyreke Evans. Now, first and foremost, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I know you probably don't know this, but I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. And I watched a lot of Tyreke Evans. And I can tell you, Tyreke Evans can play basketball, okay? He's really good. That dude can ball. So, right here, is there any trend that you see? Where his rookie year, he had 20 points, went down a little bit. I would still say this is pretty doggone good. It's, 18, 16, or whatever. And then it's just iffy, 10, 9, 11. And then it jumps up to almost 20 again. And then it jumps down to 10. If you're not seeing the trend, I can tell you the trend. When he first came to Sacramento, he was definitely the point guard, okay? And I think this is the year that they got Isaiah Thomas, and he kind of got taken out of that role. Even though it says shooting guard, he was the primary playmaker. Just take my word for it, okay? I watched a lot of Tyreke Evans. I love Tyreke Evans. And the couple years after this, it was a lot of talent that was being added to the team, which you would think, oh, talent, that's a good thing. But not in the case of Tyreke Evans, because it was people like Boogie, like I said, Isaiah Thomas, and it just seemed like Sacramento was definitely going in a different direction. The problem with his career, he has a lot to blame for it, where his jump shot was not that great starting off, but he eventually got a jump shot. The biggest problem with Tyreke Evans' career is the fact that he was continuously put in the wrong position. So right here, like I said, it says shooting guard. He was basically the playmaker. That's his best year in his career, his rookie year. And then as time goes on, he had some injuries. Sure, he had some injuries, But for the most part, them putting him at small forward, shooting guard, small forward was really stupid. I know he's 6'6". I know he's a big guy, like 220, and he's pretty fast. He slowed down quite a bit with his injuries, but you do not put a player like this at small forward. He is definitely a point guard. And when you put him back in his position where he can be the playmaker, you can see what happens. He murdered the 2017-2018 season. Murdered. And I remember around this time, especially with all the Kawhi controversy, I definitely wanted him. And then Indiana, they made the same mistake that every other team made and took him out of his position again. So I say all this to say this. I really do believe Tyreke Evans can bring a dynamic to the team that we've kind of been missing. And I will only do this if we're missing Patty Mills or missing a Rudy Gay or missing a Trey Lyles, because he's a bench guy. He's a guy that can come off the bench. But for the most part, he is pretty dynamic when he's at his best. At his worst, he will be a decent role player. At his best, he would be all-star Tyreke Evans, and we definitely need a all-star coming off the bench Tyreke Evans. And I know another thing that people might say, well, he's like 30. Well, he's 29 here. I think he's 30. Actually, let's look it up. Here, we can do it together. How old is Tyreke Evans? Okay, he's 31, and he'll be 32 this season. Yeah, he'll be 32 pretty soon. So I understand that he's an older player, but let's be completely honest here, okay? Let's just be completely honest. We're going to need a veteran. It is nothing wrong with bringing in a guy like this. This isn't someone that I'm bringing in and I'm saying, oh, you're replacing DeMar DeRozan, you're replacing DeJounte Murray. And I'm also not saying that it's a bad thing. I know a lot of people assume it's a bad thing, but it's not a bad thing if he has to have the ball in his hands, because the way that he controls the pace is very similar to how the Spurs usually do business. It's very reminiscent of Derek White and how Derek White runs the offense when he's out there. So Tyreke Evans is a phenomenal talent if you give him the opportunity. And who knows, he might have a bounce back year. But the biggest thing about this is I'm not looking for Rookie of the Year Tyreke Evans. I'm not looking for superstar caliber Tyreke Evans. No, I'm not looking for any of that. What I'm looking for is a guy that can come in, low risk, high reward, and have a few games here and there where he can bring some more depth to that bench. Okay, I really do believe this guy right here could be a secret weapon, if you will, and he will be coming out of nowhere because people forgot about this guy, and he's finally at the point where he can be reinstated, which I think happened in May. I think the hold or the suspension or whatever was over in May. And I know a lot of people will say, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? How much do you really think you'll be paying Tyreke Evans? All right, then. It's not that big a deal. We have a lot of cap space right now, and if you did if you did sign him, it would more than likely be a veteran minimum or whatever. Like it will be little to nothing. He'll be being paid less than Trey Lyles, and Trey Lyles couldn't even play this season because he didn't even really want to be with us when it was all said and done. Where near the end of the season or half the season, it was very apparent he didn't even want to be there. So replacing one of those guys with a Tyreke Evans, I think it's pretty ideal, and I think this is a really good pickup if the Spurs wanted to go in that direction. And like I said, once again, he's 6'6". He's so big till point guards can't really guard him, and he's fast enough where shooting guards have a hard time with him. He knows how to control the pace. Just look up some. I'll give you guys some homework, okay? Here's some homework. I'm about to go, but here's some homework. All you have to do, go into YouTube, the platform we're on right now. Type in Tyreke Evans Memphis Grizzlies, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Even though he had some injuries in his career, that's what he's capable of. And under a Popovich or coming off the bench, that's pretty good. All right, I appreciate you guys watching. If you could give me a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And also, if you want to join the Patreon, links below. If you want to support the content I got coming up. Thank you so much. Till next time. Deuces.